odds bring history and pride to these West Coast institutions that, while allied at times, want nothing more than to ring that victory bell right in the other guy's face. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the USC Trojans offense will get first crack at it here. The Trojans dominated this matchup last year and took home the victory bell in a blowout.
Yeah, and they were just having fun during that blowout of their cross-city rival last year. David, you could just see it on the faces of the Trojan players having fun pummeling UCLA last season.
Yeah, and I can tell you what, as a player in rivalry games, you also don't remember how much.
There he goes! And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
This guy is really unique. Top 5 in the country running the football right now, and I love the way this offense gets him involved. They're able to move him around a little bit. They change up the schemes, but the big key every week, get him the ball, let him go to work.
Power football with the run. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Down to the 26-yard line and a first down. To the ground, he's got it again. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. Let's talk for just a second here about USC. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise, continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations. And this is the business we live in college sports, when you get paid a lot of money to do a job and you don't perform.
Listen, at the end of the day in college football, it's results-oriented. They've lost football games this year, and so all signs right now pointing to them potentially making that change before next season. If they're going to stay competitive and they're going to field the best team and program possible heading into next year.
Big man has it. It's a first down and more. Touchdown, Southern Cal. Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
And this offense just made their first statement, the first drive. 4th down. What are we going to do? We're going to be aggressive. Not only that, they get the touchdown. They're rewarded. What a hot start for this offense.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. Coming out with it, it's Harris. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. The Bruins offense has its first opportunity of the day. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have 2 guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Well, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got 2 very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for...
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. The number 1 job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line race, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused.
Oh, they knock it free. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Grabbed over the middle. It's Cox. At midfield, he's got room. All out of space. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys.
Touchdown, Bruins! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target, accurate throw, and 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down. Touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
Pick up the first down on the ground like that, and it would make Sam Bam Cunningham proud.
All right, I'm going to need a little education. Give me some context on Sam Bam Cunningham.
He was a great, powerful, hard-nosed running back for some of those great Trojan teams of John McKinnon.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be 3rd down.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Quarterback making checks. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Caught, close to the marker, it's Lockett. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. It's been punch, counter-punch throughout the early part of this game as we take a look at the first quarter stats. They've got a first down here to open the period. From the gun, the ground game. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches Reaches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. And the Trojans have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. They'll try the left side. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Trojans will have it 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. Crosses the 30, he's got away. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Wants to throw on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. This crosstown rivalry dates back nearly 100 years, guys. The first meeting between the Trojans and the Bruins back in 1929.
Yeah, and every year since, one thing you know, Jesse, is the uniforms are crisp. They are clean. They are so sweet. You know this game means a lot late in the season every year.
This is definitely my favorite uniform game of the year, every year in college football, right? Both USC and UCLA with the home unis here in this great environment. But the game also means so much as well, and that's why there's this heightened sense of electricity and energy every time these two teams play.
Got it in the middle, it's locked. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, a big-time top 15 duel. Let's get right to it. South Carolina is ahead in Columbia, but that's not exactly George Rogers out there scoring touchdowns. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by 7 over Clemson. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Catch in the middle, it's Matthews. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Guys, let's take a minute here and think about UCLA. They got a boost from their high school recruiting ranks, setting the table for the future, getting a verbal commitment from a 4-star linebacker.
Yeah, it's huge for this defense, not only because of his physical traits. This guy can run, he can cover, he can blitz the passer, but he's also a tremendous leader. This guy could be the alpha on this defense for years to come.
And the Bruins will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked...
Oh, he's got some space. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. He's had a day, 103 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. One play in this drive and already out to the 41. It's first down. Looking downfield on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Lockett. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. The new popular phrase for a favorite team not really coming out of the gates quickly is that they're playing with their food. There are a lot of peas being pushed around the plate right now, guys.
Yeah, Reese, they've been stumbling around. They've been making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot in this game. But, David, I think you also have to give credit to the underdog in this game because they're just playing with more intensity. They look like they want it more.
Oh, dude, when you come out the gates in the first quarter, it's adrenaline, it's passion, it's being talked about as the underdog. As this game goes on, can they keep that intensity up? Right now, they're doing a heck of a job.
And the Trojans with the 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. Piles through the defense. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. The Trojans with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Caught near the sticks. It's Fowler. Now the connection takes it to the 11. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. And the Trojans, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Give to the back. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Back to pass. Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Well, you see the offense trying to hook up on that in route, but the receiver just not able to create enough separation to complete that throw.
And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. Easy call for the refs. Hold on just a second. A flag down. Let's see what's up with that. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a score.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here will be huge.
Get him on the ground after a 4-yard run out to the 31.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. The Bruins line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Looking for room, it's Tatum. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The The victory bell's not some manufactured, concocted trophy. This thing actually used to be on a train.
That is so cool. And the origins of the story of all these rivalries and the trophies, Jesse, it's so cool. To find out about, and these guys out here are learning on the job about it.
Yeah, it's just really such a point of pride, the victory bell. Not just here in the city of Los Angeles, but to these kids, there's just a different energy in this game.
Give to the running back. A 6-yard pickup that leaves them with 3rd and 4.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
The offense changing the play. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle, it's Tatum. Really nice job there to pick up the 1st down and get it to their own 41.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. Got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the 1st.
The Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Running back has it.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Running back searching for a hole. Breaks into the open. He makes the stop at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 15, and they've got it in plus territory. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Trojans are rolling down the field. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets them up at the 26 with the 1st down.
1st down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
The Trojans back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. To the air on 1st down. Finds his tight end. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the 2nd half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Now the connection takes it to the 11.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to it. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans. USC stretches out that lead and not too far in the distance. They're starting to imagine the tones of the victory bell.
And USC has so much tradition, so much history, but they start every season. Jesse, they want this one. They want to make sure they beat their rival in L.A.
Yeah, you could tell, too. Talking to them before this game, they knew how important it was going to be to play well in the 2nd half. They had to have energy. They had to execute. And right now, they're getting ready to chant, "Fight on," at the end of this game.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in a terrific top 15 matchup. South Carolina is lighting up the scoreboard right now thanks to a dazzling offensive display. They're up by 21 over Clemson. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The RPO, it's complete. Turning it on. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking for a man. It's Fox. They'll run the screen. Running to Green. He gets it down to the 36 before being knocked out of bounds. Sometimes it's not about a fancy play design. It's about just getting him the ball and letting him play.
Especially nowadays with running backs being so good out of the backfield. You know they're going to catch it, and there's so many ways to use them. But exactly, get it to him, let him break tackles, let him make plays. Easy decision.
They're going to test that run defense to the right here. Gets it past the marker. Stop just inside the 25. We'll mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
They might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
Man, it's so hard to defend both. You know that. Which coverage do I want to put? Do I put more people in the box to stop the run? When you've got this kind of balance on offense, the defense can't be right.
Off the RPO, complete. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. That's the end of the period, and USC has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So the final period starts with a second down play. They go to the ground. And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Going for 6. Touchdown, UCLA! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Out of the gun, the inside kick. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen.
There he goes. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to go up top on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
The short hands, it's Jordan. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Looking to throw on first down. They're working that left side. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the fourth quarter.
And the Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The give as they work on that clock. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. The inside handoff. The offense coughs it up. They drag him down pretty quickly, but the defense forced a big turnover.
It's a big mountain to climb, but the defense helping themselves out by getting that takeaway. They're going to need a few scores now, but you needed something positive to happen. You needed the momentum to shift, and I think the defense just did that by getting the takeaway.
The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless... And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. And the Bruins want to crank the tempo.
I got to be honest, I'm a little surprised the offense is trying to go so fast here after giving up a huge loss on that sack. You think they'd want to just take a second, regroup before running this next play.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. To throw, it's Fox. Just a short pass to the tight end. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. They finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Hey, man, on offense, we'll take them however we can get them, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. There was a pass deflection there, but a great job concentrating to haul in that play and come up with an explosive play offensively.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck-it-up-and-hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
He wants to throw it again. Fires left. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. The Bruins had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins!
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. They'll give it to the back. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now on second down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. The give from the gun. Picks up the first down, still moving. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
And when the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block, that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you want to possess the football. Just nice to have that kind of guy.
All right, guys, let's think big picture USC. A nice way to go into the postseason and eventually the offseason with a W, but the question is, will it be enough to keep the Wolves at bay?
It's a great way to punctuate the season. You just have to wonder, though, if there were too many L's on the schedule to keep this guy around next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole body of work, right? You finish strong, but what does everybody look at? Like, how many games do you win? Who do you beat is important, right? Do you beat your rivals? Like, there's so much more. Do you have the team's ears still? So there's a lot that goes into decision-making, but it was definitely a disappointing season.
Gets it past the first down marker and still running. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The Trojans will try to run out the clock in the final minute. Gonna run it. It's Tatum. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
Here's the handoff. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job stopping the run, but the problem is you have 0 timeouts left. You cannot stop the clock right now if you're the defense, so this has got to be excruciating for them. They know the offense is just going to take their time before they snap the ball.
3rd and long from the 30-yard line, in this defense hoping to knock them out of field goal range. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Past the first down marker and still running. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. Back in 1939, USC first stole the victory bell. This time around, it was earned as the Trojans emerged victorious over their crosstown rivals. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.